Well, hello to everybody out there in internet land. I hope you, your friends, and your family are all doing well. There are new weekly races in Forza Motorsport, and I got to try the very first race of the week. Gone are the early LMP race series, and here now is the early factory race car series. But I believe Turn 10 has added a twist this week that gives Forza its oh so uniquely fun and maddening twist to racing. As you can see, I'm looking through the selection of vehicles here, and they're quite incredible. The time frame these cars came from was the time of wonder. The Ferrari F40 and F50's racing versions are available. The Lamborghini Diablo GTR, personal favorite, the McLaren F1 GT, and the Porsche 911 GT1 are all on display. I'm going to settle here on the Ferrari F50. I bought one for the single player Builders Cup version, and I was quite comfortable with it, so I figured I'd pick it here and give it a go. Full disclosure, the raw video for this is more than 30 minutes long. I have a full-time job, a family, and a life. So if you like what I'm doing here, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. These things are oh so important for being recognized. And it really does show me and my very skeptical girlfriend that I'm moving in the right direction. So if you'd like to show her that she's wrong, I know I do, then please like, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you don't like what I'm doing here, leave a comment and let me know what I can do better. I can take constructive criticism, and I will use it to make the content better for everyone. Now that that's out of the way, let's cut ahead to some practice. And again, there will be some cuts and speed ups here to get this video to something the interwebs will find a little more easily digestible. So if you want to see more of it or an unedited version, let me know. Now, as we get started here and I go flying off the track right away, I know you're jealous of my skills, I noticed that this practice session is in the evening, which usually means the race will be at night. That will be important to remember for later on. So here we are about a lap in, and right away I want to point this out. This is a practice session. I'm getting used to the car, trying to get a feel for the track in the car at night. And this is something you see a lot in Forza. Everybody's treating this practice session like a race. You don't have to be this aggressive. We don't have to be this close. We're all trying to tune our cars. This is a time I believe Forza players could learn to give a little room, give a little respect, and it benefits everybody, including yourself. So even at this point, I can tell I'm not really feeling this car. I'm trying to force it, I'm trying to get a feel for it, but it doesn't feel as sticky and compliant as its regular F50 counterpart. So I'm going to do something I haven't done yet in Forza, and we're just going to pick a totally different car. I know what you're thinking. That choice was entirely too quick, but to be fair, I love the McLaren F1, always have, and kind of wanted to pick it from the start, so we'll just go with it for this race. I did get a couple of minutes to practice in the McLaren, but not a lot of time. It ended up being about 5 or 6 minutes, so I just decided we're going to go for a little bit of extra fuel in the tank. We're going to put medium tires on. And we're just gonna try and stick to our own race. That means I'm going to try and make my mediums last as long as I can and just see where this gets me. This, in my mind, is a race of survival. It is at night, and it is my first time racing in this car. So I just want to finish the race. That's the whole goal in mind for me here. So now I didn't qualify for this race, so I am starting pretty much at the very back here. And what I've told you guys before about keeping your foot in it at the start, you're going to see right here, These Ferrari F50s have no acceleration, and the car behind me doesn't care. He just wants through. And it's going to be up here at turn 1. We're just going to stop, and we're going to start going slow motion. It's at this point that I look around and see what all of you fine people of the internet are seeing. Chaos. Unbridled, unabashed. Chaos incarnate. And it's at this very moment, wonderful viewers, that I see a night race around an uncharacteristically dark track in late 90s hypercars on the very first race of a new weekly series with unprofessional drivers that I think Turn 10 is doing this by design. Almost all of the races this week are late evening, night, or early morning, and as a Forza player, I can safely say most Forza players can't drive an F50 during the day on a track they know and keep it clean. So inviting everyone to use a dark, windy track at night is the perfect storm. Now, with my little rant out of the way, we're going to continue on towards the end of this lap. We're going to gain 3 more positions by everybody flying off to the left. We're going to go down the back straight and look here to our right.
Hello there.
I don't know what that Ferrari F50 was waiting for, but I don't think it's going to help his race sitting on the side of the road. Here we are a little bit later in the lap. This Lamborghini Diablo has been putting up a really good fight. He is considerably quicker than me, and this is where strategy comes into play. I don't think a lot of people take it into account in Forza. They just try and win the entire race on the first lap is what I'm generally getting. These S-ranked lobbies have calmed down a little bit. They are safer. People generally give a little bit more respect, a little bit more room. I'm happy to see that. But this Diablo, I'm not just going to give this position up, but I don't want to fight him either. I'm protecting my tires, and now he starts bumping me. So I'm just going to let him through. I have no beef with them, and I don't think people understand that. I'm not going to concede the position, but I'm not going to fight you for the position. I want to make it to the end of the race on my tires. We're doing 2 entirely different races. You want to go fast and get ahead of me. I want to finish the race and see if my strategy is going to get me ahead of you. Here we are a lap later, and this Ferrari F50, he's been on me this whole time, so I can see this dive bomb coming. I make space for him again. This is another person, they're just wanting to get ahead of you. They think the race is here and now. This is lap 4 of 11. You're burning up your tires. I'm trying to go the long range. So here we are about another 2 laps later, and I'm catching up to this Ferrari quickly. It's quite evident he's losing his tires. He's trying to push as hard as he was, but all that pushing has burned his tires up. I've already gained a position. The McLaren that was in front of him peeled off into the pits for new tires. So look at this. That guy that was in such a hurry just last lap, oh, let's run into the pits, let's go get new tires. So think twice before being aggressive. Sometimes people are just on a different strategy and they're not slow. So here we are in lap 7, and my tires are starting to drop off a little bit, so I've decided I'm going to jump into the pits as well. I thought long and hard here. I wanted to make it another lap or 2 and come out on softs. I really did. But I stuck with the mediums. It was just the better choice. I figured I could come out, run really hard on mediums, and they should last me regardless of how many laps I have left. We went into the pits 7th and came out 10th, so that's not really a bad trade-off, losing 3 positions towards the end of the race. And of course, I just run off into the grass. I'm looking at too many other things, trying to make sure my race is going my way. Here I am on the final turns of lap 9 going into lap 10. I've been behind these 2 Ferrari F50s who've been battling for quite a few laps now. But clearly, Crime Scene Kyle has pushed a bit too hard and burned out his tires. He hit his braking point, but his tires weren't there for him. So we will happily cruise by and take ninth from him.
I got you, homie!
And here we are, all of you lovely folks that have stuck it out this far.
Last lap. Let's
The
go.
final lap. This one is a standard affair and isn't completely clean, as I come around the turn number 1 and dip my tires in the grass, but I'm very aware that Crime Scene Kyle has been attempting to make up that place he lost to us. I've had my eyes ahead to Smokes Blokes this entire time though, and the gap has stayed a fairly consistent 4 to 5 seconds between us. I'm trying my best to push, but not do something silly that's going to cost me this race. When I noticed that Smokes Blokes is no longer who I'm chasing, I'm now chasing School Buffalo 81. And as I come down the back straight and around the last chicane, I see Annoyed Entree coming out of the grass. I try my best to capitalize, but it's just not meant to be. We're going to finish this race ninth, which, considering our starting position of 16, is not a bad 7-position game. And just so everybody knows here, I bought a Diablo GTR, and I will be tuning it for these races this week, so hopefully I'll have a podium finish to show everyone. And if you're still here, I just have to do another shameless self-promotion. You guys have to see the statistics. If you're not saying this and you have a channel, you're not trying. I need you guys to like, subscribe, and comment. It's greatly appreciated. Until next time, I go by Mr. Bigglesworth. Like what you do what you like, and I'm out.